insight into his beliefs concerning forgiveness and his need to get the lick back. These admissions are pure motive evidence. After that, we have the defendant's attack on Rainwater, the decedent's manager. Then Moore is shot again. This time he's shot in the leg. Again, the shooting of Moore is not 404B evidence. 2 weeks later, the decedent is ambushed by Moore's associates at V-Live in Houston. And then 2 months after that, we have the murder. This timeline event goes directly to 3836 evidence about the prior relationship. It's contextual evidence concerning an ongoing feud, Your Honor. And it goes to show the motive of the parties. And the jury should be entitled to know what transpired before. And the state has a great need to show its case on motive, as well as to corroborate some of its witnesses' testimonies. Since the majority of this evidence is not 404B evidence, the state plans to introduce most of this evidence contemporaneously with state's witnesses as they testify to the charged offense. And when we look at, ultimately, the amount of evidence that's going to be produced concerning the feud, it will be negligible in comparison to the amount of evidence that we're going to put on concerning the murder. Your Honor, this evidence, the feud evidence, is not unfairly prejudicial. Regarding the rap music, no Texas court or federal circuit court has ever drawn a bright line concerning rap music. The CCA in Hart and almost every federal circuit court, but I cite to the Sixth Circuit in Stuckey, recognize that rap music is highly prejudicial. But despite that recognition, they still conduct a 403 analysis. You know? In my recent filed response, I cited to 2 recent cases. There are only 2 cases from Texas since Hart. It is Brown and Williams, Texarkana and Fort Worth. Both of these courts adhere to Hart, recognize that rap music is highly prejudicial, but still conducted their own 403 analysis. And in those cases, their lyrics were found to be more probative than prejudicial. While we don't prosecute individuals for rapping about music, Your Honor, in a murder prosecution, the lyrics can be probative where they speak to the murder, the feud, the party's motives. You heard from Detective Barnes, lyrics do not drive his investigation. It's his investigation that leads him to the lyrics. Even Dr. Nielsen conceded that sometimes events in lyrics can be true. Last week we heard about rap music concerning how it depicts and glorifies criminal activity and violence. And it speaks to and depicts guns, drug trafficking, the gang lifestyle, degradation of women, foul and overly aggressive and sexually explicit language. But the songs that the state has selected do not contain all that. In fact, they are braggadocious about criminal activity, but the criminal activity mentioned is directly on point to the charged offense. They talk directly about placing bounties for reprisal, they talk about the murder, and they talk about the feud. In fact, all but one of the cases, Your Honor, reference directly to the decedent.